Good evening, everyone. We are back with another episode of our My Time at Portia live stream. We're finishing out the first spring here and are going to be trying to get set up to be in a good position going into first summer. Now, it's the last day of spring. It's a Sunday. We have a little bit we want to take care of. It's been a few days. It's been about a week since our last stream, so let's take a minute to see what we can do. Have some mail from the tree farm letting us know that they can do that. It looks like we had a commission come back from level 3 on the sewage plant. That's nice. Stuff there. Finally, a diagram for the industrial furnace. That's something we've been wanting for a while there. And we have the award for working at the first guild yesterday. Alright, we have way too much stuff. We need to unload a lot of this. Get the rest of it. Alright, now. Walking so slow. Button for one of our keybinds messing with us. That's something that we've not encountered before. Find out. Toggle run and walk X. So we've hit it by mistake. Alright, so let's head on in to the Commerce Guild and do our weekend mission here. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. Let's take a look at these. So this one's starting off pretty easy. Very straightforward there. Like there's a little bit of a lip there at the bottom. There are two differences on each of these, and we just need to find them both. I've struggled with this chair before because it's quite ornate, so it's difficult to see if one of the legs is bulged. Like we have this extra bulge at the top here. Some of these are a lot easier than others, so it's misshapen at the top. And paper. So that was about the easiest inspection day ever. Right. I'm really excited about that industrial furnace. We'll head out to our workshop to build that next. Let's see what that'll require for us. The industrial furnace, eventually we'll actually get several of these going. This will last us for a good long while, so we'll probably end up building 5 or 6 of these. Gonna take 5 marble plates, 5 steel plates, and 2 industrial cores, which are made from resin stone and bloodstone. Alright, so let's head over to our cutters. Get steel plates going. Get a little bit more carbon steel. Want some marble planks. We're going to need to farm out a little bit more of that as well. Fortunately, we do have that carbon steel waiting for us. We can go ahead and start our 5th plate. We are going to have to go mine out the marble. Now, marble commonly drops from the larger rocks here, but the smaller rocks can also have the marble we need. Let's proc from one of our skills there, giving us a ton of marble out of that stone. We have the skill that sometimes will give us a double loot stones. And so when we receive 8 from a single stone, that means that it was a good stone to begin with, giving us 4, but then we doubled that. Makes it even better. Now we have the marble we need. but you never know. There's another 8. You never know when you're going to need more, and especially if we're planning on potentially doing multiple of these furnaces, we'll want to have some spares. So we'll go ahead and gather up a fair bit of marble, especially since we don't presently have another need for these items. Or another commission to work on today. You know, we can spend our time working on. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Here we'll actually go ahead and start the 5 additional marble planks for our second. Steel plates we'll actually need to get some more carbon steel bars for. Go ahead and continue crafting those carbon steel bars. But we're in a good spot with that. Now, one thing I also want to do today is sort of ramp up the production of, or the farming that we'll be doing. So there are a couple of ways that we might choose to do that. Let's see. So 2 industrial cores were the last part for the furnace. The big thing, obviously, is going to be building more planter boxes. That's the easy solution there. Let's see now. Steel plates. We need marble planks. Need some more. Those will be done in about 3 hours. We've got 3 hours to spare. Let's go check on what the market looks like today. What a market day it is. And then we'll decide. That's a 110 market day. That's a pretty good day. We'll go ahead and unload some stuff. So one thing we can do is sell some of the fish we've been holding on to. Round out our income. So we could go fishing. I'm a little hesitant to, just because, not because fishing's not profitable, of course it is, but because since we now finally have that industrial furnace plan, we'll be able to craft a better fishing rod, which will make fishing quite a bit easier, and some of those more lucrative and profitable fish will be quite a bit easier to catch.
Sorry.
It's fine. I found out it was those bandits from before. They ran.
Alright, so Huss and Tuss had been
That could have been dangerous. But
throwing the property around my workshop.
Yikes.
Thanks for the update, though. We'll track people in town are feeling great about the streetlights. Helps us with.
Alright, people like the streetlights we built. That's awesome. I might want to build some more of those streetlights to have around my workshop so that it's a little easier to see at night. So we are unlikely to get the 2,100 points to surpass Higgins' workshop for rank 1 for the month. Maybe next month we'll get it. The good news is that we're now no shortage of gold for us. The lucky chest and the data disc are the same, and the Ocean's Fortune, while a nice perk, is not something that we're particularly hurting on at the moment. It gives 1 attack power, so it's a way that you can permanently empower your character if you have the best workshop each month. So that said, let's see if we can't finish out this furnace. Looks like 2 more hours. Let's go to the farm shop and get some more bait. It looks like we had run out of bait. I was a little surprised to see that. Double check that we don't... we have it in storage. There we go. And we can store some of these other items. One thing we may want to do today as well is to clean up some of our storage, because that's a little messy. Okay, so we have some wooden planks. We don't have any more kingfish to sell. Okay. So let's see what we can do about farming in the meantime. So we had done the wooden small planter boxes. I think we have the materials for 4 more of those. Let's go ahead and whip those up real quick. And we may end up... You know what I'm actually going to do is these up, move them. What I would like to do is sort of rearrange this workshop. It's getting a little cluttered, a little hard to navigate. And so we're in a good position. We'll be getting our first new furnace. We can take a little bit of time, clean things up. Do this at A&G Construction. This is where we upgrade as well as build major implements. It's also where we can move things like our house. I like my house to be in the back corner workshop yard. That'll give us a little bit more flexibility there. Now, in order to also make things a little easier, we're going to go ahead and move a assembly station. Go. So now we have quite a lot more freedom how our yard shapes up. The last thing we'll want to do is move the work table. Put that right in front of our house, next to our assembly station. Perfect. So the rest of these things we can move all by hand. We'll be able to set up our furnaces, our grinders, our saws, and our our farming station wherever we like. One of the next things we'll want to do is to build either a coop or a shed so we can start raising some livestock. If we were to look at a coop, for example, you can see that's wooden boards, iron bars, rope, and some money. We have the money, that's easy enough. The rope's a little tricky, that requires some cotton we'll have to grow. The iron bars and wooden boards we should be able to come up with. Just out of curiosity, bronze pipe, ironwood plank, hardwood plank, and stone brick and iron bar. The brick and iron bar might be a good one. That'll get us the horse, which will let us get around a lot faster. So let's focus on that one. Let's make that our task for tomorrow. So that's 5,000 gold, 20 stone brick, and 20 iron bars. So we need to whip up 20 more iron bars, and then enough stone bricks to finish that out. We'll aim to do that the first day of summer. That'll let us get a horse. Got May and Emily out here.
I would do a fine write-up on our situation. Bye!
Is it going to Emily?
That irrigation system for the tree farm is very...
Alright. One of the nice things about rock, paper, scissors is that depending on person, sometimes losing will actually give you more reputation than winning. Doesn't appear to be the case with Emily. That's alright. We have plenty of iron bar. We do need some stone bricks. That. Okay, so where do we want to sit? Our Let's have this section be our farming area, and we'll expand this out a fair bit in the coming days. Let's keep the area in front of our house dedicated to crafting and materials, so we'll move some of our equipment over there. Furnaces, for example, corner. And I think we're about ready to put away our stone furnaces as well. Especially now that we have these industrial furnaces. This first industrial furnace is going to be getting a lot of work for us as a manganese steel bar crafting station, because we need quite a lot of that for even things we're already working on. But for example, these stone furnaces, we really don't need as much anymore. Go ahead and take those and put them pretty much wherever we want, or just not use them anymore. That's one of the advantages here, is that since we've sort of moved past needing them, we can sort of let these ones finish out their crafts and then put them away and start only focusing on the furnaces that have sort of a longer lifespan, need a little bit less oversight in order to work. We're going to do a couple of rows of these crafting stations, I think. Go ahead and some more boards, just so that we get one of these done. Steel plates. We'll get 3 more steel plates going. We're going to try and set up a second industrial furnace. One thing I did notice is that in order to do the industrial cores, we need more bloodstone. Let's go mine out some more of those large rocks. That's where we get that bloodstone. It's also Sunday, which means there's a fireside. So let's head into town and check that out. See what Dale has to say for us.
Hello? A cloud has been lifted from my head. Goodbye.
Alright. Looks like there is nothing of importance to speak.
Hello.
Talk to some people.
Most of the newer houses.
Relationship with them.
Fun.
Hi. Got some great catches today. See you.
Hello.
Much happened this week. All's quiet in the town.
Bye.
Hello. I'm so happy that the tree. Goodbye.
That's good to know. Now, eventually, we'll replace even these industrial furnaces that we're spending so much time building with some higher quality ones later. But that's quite a bit further down the line. There's a lot that needs to happen before we'll be ready to do that, and so it's okay for us to sort of build these ones up. You know, with the stone furnaces, you don't really you can build as many as you want because they're quite cheap. With the silver furnaces, you have to invest quite a lot given how short of a time window in which you use them. you know, you're only likely to use them for at most a couple of months, even if, so we've been moving pretty quick through some of this research and things, but even if you're a little slower on that, you're unlikely to still be using civil furnaces after the end of the first year. And so, given how long and how much material they take to craft in terms of bronze bars and what else you can be using those materials on, it's quite a lot to do in the short term there. Alright, so we got, especially for something you won't be using for very long. Whereas with the electric furnaces, we'll be using, or sorry, the industrial furnaces quite a lot longer until we get the electric furnaces, which will, among other things, require us to have power generation stations, like that. Marble planks for another one. Let's get some seeds out. But what kind of seeds do we want to plant? Like, we do have some cotton seeds, that'll be good. Some bamboo papaya, if we're able to do that. Whatever we plant, we need to make sure will grow in both spring and summer right now, because we are at the end of a season. And so we don't want to accidentally grab something that is not going to last. Did want to pick up our iron bars as well. Alright. Let's come in. First manganese steel bar. That feels good. Alright, let's head to our workstation and make use of that manganese steel bar. To upgrade our tools, we're going to need some upgrade kits. We'll need 6 upgrade kits for both sets of tools. I don't think we can still get that tonight. It might be too late. But what we can do is make our upgraded fishing rod. 3 bronze pipes. Go over to the grinder and get working on those. Too late to get the upgrade kits tonight, but that's alright. So let's see what we can do for our plants. Bamboo papaya seed we can't really plant right now. We'll get that tomorrow. Cottonseed we can plant now, and that will continue through the 2 seasons. Go ahead and plant that. Plant a couple of cottons. And do a couple of wheat. Now, farming is something that is profitable to do. Hey, Joseph, thanks for hanging out, my friend. How are you? It's profitable to do, and I like doing it because it's pretty low effort. It's high yield. It's almost entirely passive, meaning that we don't need to spend a whole lot of our time doing it in order to get a good return back from it. Here and take some of these fertilizer, and we're going to fertilize the cotton for now, because that's something we actually need to craft with, so we want that to be at a higher yield and to run at the higher level. We'll buy some more fertilizer tomorrow. We've got the bronze pipes going. We've got some more. Let's get some more carbon steel going here. This is all in good working order. Let these furnaces sort of finish out. We'll have to figure out a way to sort of make these all look nice and work together. But for now, we'll just clear out a larger open space so it's a little easier to navigate around. Workshop area. How are you doing today there, Joe? Enjoying your time at Portia? I think we're good for the night, so let's go ahead and turn in. Move on to the first summer. So we got a tea set, some power stones. We also got a lucky chest, some data desks, and some money for having a good workshop in the first spring. See what we got out of our lucky chest. We got a cushioned stool. Go. Max health +3, one placed in your house. Alright. Those. Four plates. Thanks. Industrial made yet, but we did need one more plate. Fire some of the carbon steel bars. We got that last steel plate there. Get our second industrial furnace all set up for us. Take some of these boards that we have. Grab some more of those, and we'll get our second furnace going on some wooden boards as well. We're going to be building some other structures for our workshop here. But now we're going to build a couple more of these small blocks. Three more. Okay. So our goal for today is going to be building a horse stable. We will plan to set up this area directly in front of our farm, where it's a little easier to get to as we come out of our door in the morning, or in front of our house rather. We're gonna craft some new tools, make our new fishing rod right now. Classic fishing rod. Nailed it. Right. We have a little bit more time before we can upgrade the rest of our tools, and we need to buy those upgrade kits anyways. Alright, so we have a couple of things we want to get done today. First, we need some fertilizer so that we can keep those crops growing at maximum efficiency. Fertilizer is very cheap. It's always worth the effort of applying it in terms of yield. Quite quick to... It's cheap to buy, it's quick to apply, and it increases your yield substantially by about 3 times if you keep your crops fully fertilized. So if you don't have your crops fertilized, you'll get probably somewhere in the 8 to 20 range, depending on the crop, from your harvest. But if you fertilize it, you can triple that. So we're going to go ahead and buy quite a lot of fertilizer just to make sure we don't run out. Let's spend 1,000 gold on it. 85 fertilizer, that should last us a while. Alright, what else can we do here? Sell some apples. Offset the cost there some. And let's see what we can get in terms of seeds. So the potato fruit will grow all year. Pumpkin seeds could be good for the summer. Papaya seeds take 8 days to grow. Cornball seeds grow after 10 days. Lettuce seeds, layered carrot seeds grow in the fall. Wheat seeds are all year. And pepper seeds summer. For 4 days. So let's actually do some chili pepper. These have a very high cost. It makes me wonder if they are going to be profitable for us. So let's go ahead and plant chili peppers and see how that does for us. This is not WoW. Xmic. This is a game called My Time at Portia. We were streaming a little bit of WoW earlier. We were doing the PTR raid testing for the new Ashara's Palace bosses. Fun. But right now, we are working on some My Time at Portia. You can anticipate some guides coming out for result of those testing shortly. Let's see. Build up. we're just filling in the fertilizer for all of these crops, making sure that they have plenty. Oh, Sasha, cool. No, believe it or not, I do play several different games. I have tried only playing WoW, but I lose my mind. So sometimes I like to mix it up a bit. It's our lettuce failed to grow. Alright, so now that these are set, we can mostly just ignore them. They will do their thing on their own, and in a few days we will have all of the crops we could want. Alright, so our next task is going to be to build a stable for our horse that we're going to buy. I mean, it comes and goes for me. Sometimes that's all I do. Sometimes it's all I have time for. But especially now that we've been, there hasn't been new content in a while, and we've got a little bit of downtime before anything else comes out. It's a good chance to get out and sort of expand what you do. Craft some industrial cores here. Our second industrial furnace. Set that one up right next to our other. Alright. So, to build our stable, we needed stone bricks and iron bars. You have both of those. Spot there. Let's head in and get that. Build this one right over here. Yeah. I sometimes take the time to do things like that. But again, after a while you wanna sort of branch out, do some different things. Good to get out of there. West coming from Gale's house. Not mean to sit in his chair.
Remember that haunted cave on Amber Island? I think
Right.
it's about time we develop it into an attraction. What do you say? I saved this commission just for you. Good, good. Here.
Alright, so we need to set up stuff around the haunted cave out on. Our last chore in town was to pick up the upgrade kits here. Well, I think they want to make it more accessible, and especially as we're going into the last little bit of this tier where, it's time to start ramping up. They invest a lot of time into making raids be something that's good for a lot of people. And you know, with the way the community, not our community, but the world at large reacts and requires pretty ridiculous requirements just to like come in. It's not always good. You know, it doesn't always feel good, and it's not always fair. Alright, so we want to upgrade our pickaxe and our axe here. So our pickaxe first. Our axe is going to require one more manganese steel bar. Should be coming up shortly. Gracie is sad that she's stuck here with me. There are other people in the house who she'd much rather be playing. If we can. Alright, so we have our farming done, we have our tools being upgraded. We have a lot of freedom now. We can actually do quite a lot with what we have left. So we have the main story quest to explore WoW Industries, figure out the source of the poison in town. Let's see, we can take a couple more commissions, so some desk lamps, copper coils, bars. We'll do the copper coils. Those are pretty straightforward. I'm pretty sure we actually have those materials. And we do need to actually get over and talk to Petra and get some more research going anyways, so that works well for us. Let's go ahead and get some of our crafts going for the main quest. One of the things we need is the welding rods. 5 welding rods. Steel plates, which require a little bit more steel, but we might be able to get started on. We're crafting a couple of those. So it's a country life sim. It's a very relaxing game. You know, there's no... I'm a bit of a power gamer. I try and do as much as I can, as fast as I can, and have fun with it in that regard. But there's not really any rush to any of this, you know.
When is the mayor gonna add some street lights? Hey,
I think we need to wait for him
I hope this nasty
to
looking
repair his stables before he'll sell us a horse. I remember it.
Luckily for us, duck.
But it's meant to be a fairly peaceful game. It includes a combat system and some dungeon crawling elements, a lot of crafting, a lot of sort of social relationship management sort of things, reputation management, that sort of thing. And then a pretty interesting sort of RPG storyline. So if you like sort of the more casually paced games that are a little more relaxed in terms of how quickly they push you through content, this is an excellent game. It is the first game from the developers who made it, Pathia, or one of the first games, which means that, you know, you're supporting out a new company. It also means that there are occasionally some things that happen with it that, you know, maybe we would like to see be a little more solid and aren't quite there yet. Okay, so we need copper coils. Take over. I think we have some. In fact, we do. But all in all, it's a very good game. I'm up to... So I played it a lot during early access. I'm up to about 400 hours played on it. And so I've bought it twice. I bought it once for PC, which is what we're playing here. I also have it on my Switch. I've spent about $50 between the two platforms, and definitely got my money's worth out of it. Nice, so let's talk to Petra, get our commerce commission done.
The director and I have been trying to neutralize this. Hi, did you discover something new? That should be enough data disks. Still, if you want the data corruption on
Give her some more data disks to keep researching for us. I've done a little bit with it on Twitch. I've for a little while I was actually doing multi-streaming where I was broadcasting on multiple platforms, but that's kind of been cracked down, made a little bit more difficult by both Twitch and YouTube. And so since I'm trying to expand my YouTube channel a little bit and try and get to where we have some more subscribers here and some more content here, it's something I'm really focusing on here. And I'm leaving Twitch for more social things that we do, you know, the MMOs or Overwatch or things that we can do a little bit more directly interactive. Plant level 4. Do we have healing items? We have a couple of first aid kits, sense juice, apple slices, 8 snake berries. Try it. See what happens. Sewage plant level 4. Hardest part of this entire game. And that's only a slight exaggeration. So the sewage plant is the first dungeon. There are 4 levels that are of increasing difficulty with them. And level 4 is tough because you need to complete it before you get some of the stronger weapons. Like in order to unlock some of the stronger weapons. But that means you need to complete it with some of the weaker weapons. Which obviously makes it more difficult. Go. They're pretty big sticklers about making you actually fight everything. You can't even skip out when you get to tougher rooms. It's not like you can just sort of dash through like you can in some games, where the winning strategy is just to race through and survive. There's an area there we can... Real door. Cool. Yes. This one we need to open that door by defeating monsters. Looks like we're in here, and I'm guessing this room is going to fill with monsters once we get the ones further more secluded. What do you know? Just over here. Second floor cleared of 6. That's my one big complaint about the dungeons here in the combat, is that it's quite slow, or rather it's very contingent on weapons. You're very limited by gear, and later on there are a lot of weapons you can get to sort of, empower yourself, make things go a lot faster. But again, especially early on, have to deal with some of these tougher fights without those luxuries. Yeah, it's got actually a really remarkably good system. Like, it's very clearly sort of unrefined compared to what you might see in some other games. But the result is that it's got a lot of opportunities for you to do some really cool stuff with cleaving, with sort of how you control your character, things like that. So we're going into room 4 pretty beat up. We're probably going to need to use healing items here. Be going sort of the last little bit. Lots of enemies here. I am using the iron sword weapon, which is not the strongest weapon available to me in terms of damage output, but does come with the ability to stun lock some of these enemies. The red rat seems to be able to attack through it. Need to move away from them when they're about to do their flamethrower attack. But also, obviously can't stun lock enemies I'm not actively attacking, because they are out of range for direction that I am fighting. And one of the next big weapons I'll be getting is the hammers, and the hammer class of weapons are sort of two-handed weapons, large sweeping arcs for their attack angles, and they're quite strong. Okay, so here. Cursory glance down below. There's not really anything lootable, it looks like. Here. Bedroom back here, nothing. There is a chest up there. Actually, back this way. This slide. Chest. We're getting into pretty bad shape here. We're gonna go ahead and heal up. Our first aid kits. Try really hard to finish off this the dungeon part of this without being our aid kit. Final boss is gonna be neck. Have some options. Great. That does it for this. Fortunately, we've spent so much time down here that the day has practically ended already. So we'll have to finish up here, head on out, straight to bed. But that's okay. I don't think we have any tasks left for the day that we haven't finished. As we've been... No. Fall into the goo. Waste precious health. You know, one of the big advantages is that since we upgraded our furnaces, we don't need to micromanage that particular part of our workshop quite anymore. We have a little bit more flexibility in how we spend our time. You know, we don't need to be back to sure that those have fuel to run through the night, because one of the big advantages of the larger furnaces is they store several days worth of fuel at once. A lot more passive on our end. Nice. Out, make sure that just make our way up. Take this pattern as the previous one. These in the same places. Check this real quick. Ah, hidden chest. Glad we looked. Not one up here. That's alright. Thought I saw another red rat over here. Oh, it looks like they fell. That could actually come back to bite us, so let's hope it doesn't. But the concern there is that we'll get up to the very end of this this floor and find that the door is locked because we missed an enemy somewhere. And it's that red rat that fell down to the bottom of that room. I have to jump down and do it in the poison at the bottom. No, that's exactly what happened. Alright. Might have one option here. I'm not sure if we still have it. At one point, it's out of its range. At one point we had crafted a firearm. We have it. Do we have any ammo? We do have some ammo. Yep. At least now we know we don't need to worry about sort of looting anything or fighting anything. Good advice there. Not die. Like that. Now, death in this game isn't the end of the world, especially in the ruins. One of the things they don't tell you is that you do have multiple chances at most of these rooms. I'm not going to push it here, just because I'm not sure how many chances I have, and I have the ability to finish this off pretty easily. I'm going to go ahead and heal up a bit, and defense buff, a little bit more food. Finish this guy off, but this is the same boss as in all the previous runes. He just has more health and does more damage as well, but his attack patterns are identical. Once you've sorted those out, it works. He changes his attack pattern at 50%, making it a little bit trickier. And his second attack patterns at lower health are definitely harder to avoid, harder to time correctly. But the trick is to do a dodge roll whenever he's about to attack, either with his slam attack or firing his weapon. That'll get you behind him where you can keep attacking him. Oh no, out of stamina. This is not a good situation. Oh. That made me nervous. Running out of stamina right there is not a good place to be. But the good news is that we were able to finish him off. We were able to complete level 4 of the ruins, which, fortunately for us, means we never have to come here again. All of the unique loot that we can get for completing this, we can now contract the civil court to do for us. And so we can come out here if we choose to. Personally, I don't like level 4. I think that if I'm going to come do these, I'm going to stick to the lower levels where it's a little bit quicker, really. But the big news is that we have these Lion's Claws gloves, which are almost twice as strong as our iron sword. That will last us until we finish off. Or until we get the hammer weapons when we go to the desert for the first. Alright, so it is late at night, but we can head home, turn in for the night. I think that is where we will call this stream. It's been about an hour. It's been a lot of fun. So we'll try and be back. We may do another one of these sometime this weekend, either tomorrow or Sunday night. Not entirely sure yet. But it's been a good couple of days. We upgraded our workshop area a little bit, cleaned it up. We built our stable, so once we're able to get horses, we'll be able to put one there. We expanded our farming a little bit. We'll try and expand this further here in the coming days. And got some new furnaces so that we can do a lot of cool new. Go ahead and working on these steel plates. Might have enough carbon steel bars to figure this out. Thing we can do here, another nice thing about this, that we can head and craft charcoal. And we can craft a lot of these materials at once. Like, these are meant to be something that we can leave for several days. So now that we have materials to do that, we can do things like craft, 50 charcoal sand. That'll take a day, but we don't need to be running through, 10, running through these furnaces 10 at a time to do. Alright, let's see. We set up that fourth steel plate. That was sort of the goal there. Yeah, we can. So now when we wake up tomorrow, we should have all the materials we need to beat the poison water. We will leave it here. So thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you've had a good time. We will catch you guys on our very next stream. Again, look forward to that coming later this weekend. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Y'all have a good evening.